Good morning. Today we got a lot to do. I've got to take our calves down to the auction, and after we do that, I'm actually selling 3 steers via private treaty, which is just a fancy way of saying I'm selling them to a guy without using an auction. So I need to go check my incubator and see what's going on. The chicks, some of them started hatching last night, so I'm hoping that they're all done by now. But we're gonna do that. I need to get the truck warmed up. We need to feed cows, and then we can get moving. So we've got a lot to do. Let's get to it. All right, so I've got my first wave of chicks here, and they're all looking good. I need to check the incubator. So what happened this year is we got down to only 3 laying hens, and I decided that rather than wait for the hatcheries to open, that I would try to hatch my own. So what I've had to do is, with those 3 layers that we do have, I've been collecting their eggs every day. And in a week, I can get anywhere from 8 to 12 eggs. So I just have been putting those in the incubator 1 week at a time. So what that has led to is now I have every weekend, 6 to 10 eggs that are hatching until I can get my numbers back up to where I think they need to be. All right, so I've got a little window here. Obviously it's dark in there. Looks like we've got 3 of them in there. So the one right there that's standing up, it looks like the egg right behind him is split. So I think we might get another one pretty soon. What I still need to do though is I need to turn the eggs up here that are due to hatch next week, and then we can move on to the next thing. The incubator chicks are good. I've got, I think, maybe 20 more eggs in there that are gonna hatch in 2 more shifts, and then I've got another 12 or so in the house that are due to go in there, and then that's gonna be it, because I'm gonna have so many different groups of chicks. I'm gonna need a few different brooders to make that work. So it's not really ideal, but I mean, the hens are laying eggs, everything was right here. It just kind of seemed foolish to go buy chicks when I've got everything that I need to make it happen. Oh, these guys need water. Somebody be escaping now. Hey, what are you thinking? Hey, we have any ideas here? Well, all the chores are done in here, so let's go see if the girls are ready to go. Ooh, Burr, where's your jacket? A lot of people a couple videos ago asked why I lifted Maggie in and out of the truck, and the reason for that is that she is really old. I think Maggie is how old? 13? And when she was younger, she had surgery on one of her back legs. We see that pop up every now and then now. If she runs too long or something, then she'll limp a little bit. So jumping in and out of the truck is something that she used to do just fine, but we don't want to let her do that because we don't want her to further injure that or re-injure it. So that's why. Let's go feed the cows.
Feed cows.
The mama cows here at the ranch are still getting 4 bales a day. And as we rapidly approach March, pretty soon they're going to be going back out on pasture because calves are right around the corner, but they're still going to be in here for another week at least. So for that time, we got to still feed them hay.
Throw that away.
Good job. We still need to go feed the cows down at the winter pasture, and it's gonna be actually a little while before we're actually able to load the cows to take them to the auction. So I'm gonna feed them too, just so they're not stressed out and they're happy and everything. So we'll run a few bales down there and load the truck up and keep on going. This is the group that's gonna go. We got them separated yesterday just to make things a little bit easier today. But like I said, I'm gonna throw a little bit of hay in here because it's gonna be a while until we actually get them loaded, and I just want them to be in a good mood when we start putting them on the trailer. All right, now it's time to run down here and feed the yearlings that we decided to keep for this year, which would be for replacement heifers or for meat steers for next year. This year I kept 3 replacement heifers for the herd. Last year we kept 10 because I was trying to build numbers. But this year I've got the herd where I want it, and I only need enough replacement heifers to keep things at what I would call a maintenance level. We kept 5 butcher steers, and that is gonna be maybe a challenge. I can usually sell 4 pretty easily. I don't think I've ever sold 5 before, but I think with the way things are that if there's ever a time that I can do it, it's gonna be now. And then of course there's this really funny looking cow in here, and I haven't quite figured out what we're doing with him yet. Oh, we don't want to forget these guys. The cows out here at the winter pasture are still getting some hay as well, but I think the weather is starting to change already, and I don't think we're gonna have to feed them out here much longer. I think pretty soon the grass is gonna take off and they'll be good. Well, we got all the cows here at the winter pasture fed now, and everybody's looking good. I still haven't seen any real convincing bags on any of the cows, like they're getting real close to calving, but it's right around the corner. So now we're gonna have to run up to the fuel station, get some diesel, and then hook onto the trailer, and we can make our first load. We're back here at the ranch now, and before I can make my first load to Galt, first I want to pull out these 3 steers that I'm selling privately to the guy. He came and looked at them yesterday, and he didn't really pick out specific ones that he wanted, but he did say that he wanted them to be mostly all black and basically just the 3 best ones out of the bunch. So that's what we're going to try to find. I think the easiest way to do this is to try to put his steers back there in the tub, and I can lock them up separately and then run the other ones up into the trailer. And of course, as soon as I say that, they all run back into the tub. So I'm going to bring the big group back out into the working corral here, and hopefully it'll be a little bit easier to first get a look at them and kind of decide which ones we want and then peel them off. All right, so they're a little wound up right now, and as usual, there's 1 or 2 that are really wound up and they're sort of getting everybody else stirred. So because I know the guy that I'm selling these to, I want to try to find 3 sort of gentle ones so that he doesn't have to deal with that. But it might be kind of difficult to pick that out. No, you're a heifer. I think the thing to do here is to just sort of let them settle down a minute, get used to me being in with them, and then we'll just sort of try to find 3 good ones. This guy right here, I can get him. No, I don't want you. Now wait for these to all peel back. And then, oh shoot. Hey, get on back. Okay, so we're gonna try to pull these 2 smaller ones out if we can. Okay, go back. No, not you. There we go. Okay, hopefully he stays there. No. Hey. Okay, we might just have to lock you up in the tub. I'm just gonna have to listen and kind of stay in this gateway. He may just settle down and stay there, I don't know. All right, well, it's getting a little tough to be 2 places at once, so I think I'm gonna lock him in the tub. If some other ones run in here that I don't need, then I don't have to worry about it. So yeah, I think that's the thing to do. Hang a left, why don't you? Okay, you'll be fine. Right there. All right, who else is gonna do it? There's a good steer right there. I don't know if I can get him though. He's kind of in the back. You kind of just got to wait for them to put themselves in the right spot to where you can get them. Sorry, you're little. So what I'm looking for is for him to circle out of this group. And as he wants to make a left turn to go back around, I'm just going to kind of get in front of him and hopefully bring him up the side of the barn. But like I say, he's got to put himself in the right spot for that to work. Right there's who we're going for. Good boy. Good boy. All right, so we got steer number 2 here, and I want to get them together because they're gonna both be a lot happier if they have a buddy to hang out with. But we want to kind of hug the fence line here and just give him room, because as I move in on him, he'll do that. That's not really what we want, but whatever, gets the job done. Can we get you out of the corner there? Hey, 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 hey. There we go. So you got a friend. You got a friend. Now you guys can chill together. Cattle are herd animals, we know this. So when you're working them, kind of like what I'm doing here, it's important to use those instincts to your advantage. When I had these 2 steers locked up by themselves, you know, they're reaching their heads through, they're kind of getting in a panic. We put them together. They immediately calm down. As I'm looking over this group, my eye keeps going back to a steer that's in here, and he's got a little bit of white on his face. Now the guy buying him said he preferred solid black, but a little bit of white was okay, and I just don't see a solid black one that's better than this one that I'm looking at. So I think we're just gonna grab him, and that should be okay, because he's the best one in the group. I mean, there's no doubt about it. So the guy that I want is back on the fence line now, kind of making his way to the left, which is what I want him to do, so that's good. But he needs to go a little further. Mellow out, you're okay. I'm gonna get you with your buddies here in a minute, okay? Good boy. I always like when they do what I expect them to do. Go on. Attaboy. Attaboy. Okay, you guys just hang out. So we're gonna let them hang out back there together while we load whoever's left here. We've got something of a traffic jam up there in the alley. So I don't know. Now we're starting to go. Okay, you guys need to turn around. You do. Go! Okay. They're pretty wound up, but we got them in there, so now we can hit the road. Got our load of calves dropped off at Gull, and now before we load these last 3 steers here at the ranch, I'm gonna run down to the neighbor's rice dryer and get an empty weight on the truck and trailer. Our empty weight with the truck and trailer was 11,920 pounds. So let's get these steers loaded up, run it back up to the scale, and see where we're at. All right, boys, it's off to your new home. Easy does it. There you go. There you go. Oh. I got the steers delivered. I didn't want to film over there though, just because I don't know this guy all that well, and it just would have been kind of weird to ask him if we could get the cameras out. So anyway, the steers that we sold to him though ended up averaging just over 600 pounds. I think they were like 616 average each. So I'm actually really happy with that, because I was thinking they were going to be more around the mid 500 pounds. So they were a little bit heavier than I expected, and that's always a good thing. So now the load's been dropped at Galt. The private treaty steers have been delivered to their new home. I think we can call it a day. Thanks for hanging out at the ranch with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch.